Oh, what's that? A full biogas bag? Welcome to my biogas update video. So what I wanted to do in this video was give you guys an update on what the biogas digester is doing. And also I wanted to kind of go through more of how it works and why biogas digesters are awesome, because I didn't really do that in my setup video. So let's go. So what a biogas digester does is just that. It digests organic matter, and that organic matter contains carbon, and the bacteria that are in this bladder here take that carbon and convert it to methane, which bubbles to the top through the gas catch back there and into this bag where it collects. The other byproduct of the digestion process is what's called effluent, and it's basically all of the broken down organic matter that's left over in a water-soluble form. Another thing I wanted to show was this addition that I made. So they give you this tube with the biogas system, but I added this paint bucket lid with this hole in here, and I kind of screwed that tube in a little bit just so that this bucket is sealed, because one thing that might happen is mosquitoes will get in there and breed, and I don't want a bunch of mosquitoes breeding around here. So one problem you might run into, which I did, because I think the sand that I used for these sandbags was a bit more dense than what they called for in the manual. So I've just been taking sandbags out, because what'll happen is your gas bag won't fill, because the weight pushing down on this gas bag is pushing down so hard that the air bubbles that want to come up this chute can't go up. It'll force the water level down and they'll escape out the back. So what I've been doing is just kind of tuning this bag just so that when it fills up completely, then the leftover gas will be exhausted out of the back, because it can't force its way up into the bag anymore. So what kind of organic matter can you put in this biogas digester? Well, I'm going to show you. What I have in this container is banana peels and old food scraps from the kitchen. And what I'm going to do is put them in this feed chute. And because the biogas digester is a closed system, or it's a system at equilibrium, when I put something into the feed chute, I'm going to get something out of the effluent chute, which is effluent. So what I'm going to do to feed this thing is take out this little plunger, and I can hook it right here. What I'm going to do is take my food scraps and place them in there, and then I'll plunger them down with this plunger. And once it gets to the top, just going to take it down and press it in. And what that's going to do is it's going to get it past this joint here, so that once it gets in here, it'll float up and then it won't come back up this tube. One of the amazing things to remember about this is once these kitchen scraps get pushed down into the digester, the energy from those kitchen scraps that's contained within the matter, I can now use to maybe boil water, make some pancakes, or run my pressure cooker. And that is really what makes a biogas digester amazing. One thing you'll want to make sure of when you're feeding a biogas digester is that the organic material actually makes it into the digester. Because if it sits in this tube and gets digested, the methane is just going to rise up out of this tube and not be captured. So to do that, I'm just going to take my plunger and I kind of bob the water up and down, and then on the way down I just force it in really hard, and that'll flush everything down in there. The other thing you want to do after you feed your biogas digester is add an amount of water equal to the volume of organic matter that you just added. That way things in the digester won't get too toxic for the bacteria, because if your bacteria die, your methane production stops. So the other type of organic matter that you can put into this biogas digester is manure, and that includes manure pretty much from any animal, including humans. And yes, I have put my poop in there, and it's now gas that I can burn. How awesome is that? And what comes out the backside when you feed it is this nice effluent, which is kind of like, I don't know, black or brown gold, because when you give it to plants, they just thrive. It's got all the nutrients and everything that was locked away in those food scraps and the organic matter, and it's in ready to absorb form. This right here is a pepper plant that I've been feeding with effluent. And as you can see, it still has signs of nutrient deficiency. But ever since I've started feeding it with effluent, it's had all this new dark green growth that looks really healthy. I just want to make a quick note too. If you're dealing with septic waste, don't forget to wear eye protection and wash your hands when you're done so you can stay safe. So now that we're done feeding this bad boy, let's fire it up. This is the stove that you get with your home biogas system, and I have the exposure turned down so that we can try and catch this flame when it ignites. The nice thing about this stove is it comes with its own igniter, and one thing that you're going to have to do is purge the air out of the line, which I've already done, so this should fire right up. Oops, don't think I caught the igniter on that one. And there you go. That is a methane flame. Time to make some tea. Look at that baby go. Starting to get hot. I see bubbles forming down there. It's just about ready to boil. There it goes. We have boiling water. Got our tea over here. Got some marigolds, some ixora flowers, bamboo, and papaya. I'm going to take you guys to look at the gas bag to see how much gas we used. Now, it just sunk down here in the middle a little bit. But honestly, that's not even half a bag to boil what was probably close to half a gallon of water. And honestly, by this time tomorrow, this bag's going to be full again. It's the next day, and our bag is already full before noon. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's bubbling away. We're over here cooking some green bananas, eggplant, peppers, and anything else?
Just some spices like turmeric, salt and pepper, real simple.
So this is the finished product. Just adding some greens to get a few more nutrients. We got moringa and Cuban oregano. So after a full meal, our gas bag has sunk down a little bit, But we still got more than half a bag left, and this bag will probably be full again by this evening. So this concludes my update of the HomeBiogas 2.0. So far it's been working out really good. I really like the fertilizer that it gives, and it's always nice being able to cook for free. All it takes is a little bit of feeding, and I mean, if you like turning your kitchen scraps and your own poop into energy that you can burn, you should probably get one.